Thing I've realized being into self-improvement over the last couple of years is whenever people set small goals, goals that don't really intimidate you and seem like it's actually achievable, often people don't end up achieving them. I see it pretty much every time around New Year's time. People will set these goals and it's very small goals where you look at it and you think, okay, I can actually achieve this. Oh, I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. That's my New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna lose 2 kg per month. I'm gonna make $2, per month, so something like this, right? And often I have noticed that people will eventually give up on that goal much sooner than they expect themselves to. And the reason being the motivation behind it. I'll be honest, every time I wake up, perhaps not every time, but most times when I wake up, I know that I have set a ridiculous goal for myself that gives me a sense of excitement, a sense of hunger to, actually get up. I'm going to get up and freaking get to work, do this. Whereas if I set a very tiny, small goal that seems very achievable, what kind of realistic motivation and drive am I actually going to have to achieve that goal? The reward is so small. The reward of that goal is so small. I am literally, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to have any motivation or hunger to wake up and get after it. And eventually, what that leads to is either it be inconsistency with the efforts I put in every day, or I'm going to eventually just quit. When you're starting to set some goals for yourself, you want to set goals that the kind of goals that when you tell other people about it, they're going to write you off. They're going to tell you that's close to impossible to achieve. You're not going to be able to do it. These are the goals that you want to set. And I know, when you look at these goals, it may seem ridiculous, it may seem impossible, but that is what's going to get you going. That's what's going to get you, especially if you are actually serious about these goals. Obviously, I'm not telling you to set goals like this just for the sake of it. If you're actually, for example, just sit down right now, close your eyes for 5 minutes, imagine the perfect life that you could live 5 years from now. Perfect life, and work backwards from that. What will it take for you to get to that? Forget, what is realistic. I hate when people say realistic. Forget what's realistic and think about the best possible life you could live. You literally have one life. Why would you think of anything outside the best possible life you could live? Think of the best possible life you could live, like actually imagine it in a very detailed manner and work backwards. What do you need to actually get to that stage? And you probably need to achieve some pretty ridiculous things to get to that stage, your dream life. Do that, put in the effort. Whether you get there or not is a different story, but why would you not put in that effort? Why would you settle for less? It's a concept that I don't really understand, because at the end of the day, you might as well give yourself a shot at achieving something great rather than slowly crawling your way to your tiny miniature goals. Like I don't see the point. I have experienced it myself when I started self improvement. I set out some pretty timid small goals that, I set goals and I woke up and like that excitement wasn't there, because I know the reward is very, very not it's not much of a reward at all. It's a very small reward, even if I do achieve the goal. Because if it's a ridiculous goal, even if I have to work for it for years, the reward is going to be so huge that it's going to fulfill me. It's going to fulfill me. So if you're setting goals, don't go after setting these small timid goals, because often I'll tell you what, you're going to soon lose motivation for it. You're going to lose the point of actually achieving the goal, and you're not going to set it. You're not going to achieve that goal. You're just going to quit halfway. You're not even going to try for long enough. So I'm telling you, set some ridiculous goals. I don't know, freaking, I'm going to achieve $20,000 per month by the next 7 months, something ridiculous like that. And obviously be serious about it. And I promise you, even though you may not get to that exact goal, you will achieve way more than if you had just set a small goal. And that is the whole point of it. I can set a goal, I want to achieve $1,000,000 by next year per month, something ridiculous like that. I may not actually get that, but I'll achieve a whole lot more than if I had set these small goals for myself. So that's the point. Yeah, don't be timid. Don't be timid. Don't limit yourself to other people's limitations. Does that make sense? Don't let other people limit you. Think big. Think ridiculous. And if you think ridiculous, like if your mind can actually, if it has the capacity, because I'll tell you one thing I've noticed with a lot of people, not everyone's mind can actually imagine a very ridiculous good life, in whatever. They actually don't have the capacity to. It's just, for some reason, it's written in their head that it's impossible. For you, if like you probably know it, if you can imagine those kind of ridiculous things that for most people would seem ridiculous or impossible, that itself is a win. Just go after it. Trust me, like you might actually have the blessing that, or I don't even know, you may have the ability that a lot of people don't, where you can actually visualize yourself living a great life or achieving a crazy goal, whatever it is, and utilize that. Don't just limit yourself.